either been street food or in a bar or whatever, but not to a proper restaurant, and not with the most beautiful beautiful lady in Ubon Ratchathani. Where are we? Ubon Ratchathani. Which is still the most beautiful bird here. There's not many though, is there? Good evening, Chief Dave from Ubon Ratchathani. It's Tuesday, the 30th of August, 5:30 in the evening, and just like to apologise for not putting many vlogs out lately. Went to a temple just under a week ago, had some food afterwards, and basically I've been glued to the toilet ever since, so I haven't been getting out and just bad guts all the time, so hopefully I'll be up and running again from now on. So today's blog is going to be how I found a Thai girlfriend and where you should look, and if you're interested in a Thai lady, might be interesting for you. Right, so where do I start? Finding a Thai girlfriend. So I'm no expert. I haven't had many Thai girlfriends, one or two over the past few years, but nothing serious. My initial plan was to come to Thailand. I've been here about 7 months. The idea was to do a few months in Thailand, go and do Malaysia, maybe come back to Thailand, go and do the Philippines, and so on. What I've found doing that is I'm lugging 2 heavy cases round, plus a few other bits and bobs. All a little bit much for me. I'm 63 years old now. The old legs are going, so lugging a couple of suitcases round is not for me, so I've managed now to come up with a different plan. Also in my plan was, if I did meet any ladies on my travels, have a bit of fun, but don't do anything too serious. That's all changed now. When most people are planning to come to Thailand, they are generally coming for 3, 4, 5 week holiday. Head for the Soi Cowboy in Bangkok or Pattaya, Jontiam, Phuket, any of these places. Have a bit of fun with the bar girls or the massage girls or the freelancers, and then go off home on their merry way. So the thing is, with all of these girls working the bars and the massage and that, they've all got one thing in common, and that's they're after your money, and as much of it as they can get. You're there for fun, you get that, then I suppose everyone's happy, and then off you go home and they start on the next lot that come out. I'm sure in all these areas there are some girls that I suppose they class as good girls, ones that aren't prostituting themselves out, and maybe you're lucky enough to find them. But if you do think you can have a relationship with a bar girl or a masseur, you don't very often hear of many successes when doing this, so not really a good idea. Like I say, they're just after one thing, and that's money, and they'll get as much as they can. So I spent my first 2 months in Thailand doing exactly what I just said, going around all the touristy places in Bangkok, Soi Cowboy, then off to Pattaya and Jomtien, where I renewed my visa for an extra month, so that got me my second month. And then I started to head east along the coast. So I travelled from Jomtien after the second month, after I'd renewed the visa. Headed for Koh Samet for a month, and Chantenbury, Lemon Gob, where I was to renew my visa again for a further 2 months. So in Lemon Gob, I put the wheels into motion for getting an extra 2 months on my visa, and I had to return back in 2 or 3 weeks after I applied for it. So just across the water from where I was in Lemon Gob is Koh Chang, beautiful island. Recommend it if you want to go somewhere nice in Thailand, and nice, quiet, great beaches. Anyway, got into Koh Chang, found myself an accommodation and settled in there. So there I am, all happy, settled into Koh Chang, going down the beach, looking at the elephants, that sort of stuff. And I decided to take a look on my Tinder account, see what's on there, see what it was about. And amongst all these beautiful ladies was Mud. So I flicked her a quick message, hello. Or swept the screen the right way, which you should do. She got back and said hello, and I forgot about it then for over a week. And I was looking back on Tinder a week later, and I thought, oh, I'll say hello to her now. So I said hello, and she was asking where I was, and I was about a mile away from where she was. She was working on her sister's and brother-in-law's resort. She was doing the cooking and having a working holiday there, away from Ubon Ratchathani. So arranged to meet up the next night. Got a bar that's within walking distance of where I was living, and meet up the next night. So I'll go down there the next night. She rolls in with her friend Oi Oi. So they've always got to have a chaperone. They'll never come on their own. Safety in numbers. So we chatted, had a few drinks, played pool, and they walked me home, and then they went off back home to where they were living. So that was the first night, but then they arranged to pick me up the next afternoon and take me swimming. So picked me up, took me back to her sister's resort, where we had a couple of drinks, went swimming. I think she was just checking me out a bit. Seemed to get on really well, and we seemed to just spend most of the rest of my time on Koh Chang, seeing each other in the evenings when she wasn't working. So my plan after being on Koh Chang was to go north. Now, Mod lived in Ubon. I wasn't actually planning to go to Ubon, I've been here before, but I thought, yeah, I'll take a little ride up with them. They've got the car there, so I can just jump in and go along with them. So we had the ride back up north to Ubon, always stopping off at different interesting places and seeing like good things, never asking for any money, good as gold, just really nice people. So we got to Ubon, checked into a hotel there and stayed in Ubon for a couple of weeks. After Ubon, I got back on, got on the bus, shot off up north to Chiang Mai, and then stopped off at a load of cities on the way back down, and met up with them in Royet, halfway down the country, and we went and visited her parents in a little town of Bang Nam Tiam. So that was basically it. I went back to Ubon with them, had 2 more weeks there, and then I shot off to Malaysia for 2 months. So then I've headed back from Malaysia to Bangkok to Ubon, and I booked my hotel room here again for 1 month, and so I've been staying here. I've extended my visa for 1 more month, where I'm going to be hanging around here, and then I've decided after that visa runs out, I'll be heading off to the Philippines for 1 month, because you only get a 30-day visa there. So I'm going to go to Philippines for 1 month and then come back to Ubon. So this works out really well for me, because any time I go away I can dump anything I don't want to carry around Mod's auntie's house in her bedroom and not have to worry about it. So it works out better this time. I'm going to head for Philippines with 1 hand luggage, and my large suitcase is going to be stuck next to her bed. So I won't be paying the 25 quid a flight for the luggage, which to the Philippines it'll be 1 flight from Ubon to Bangkok to Philippines, somewhere in the Philippines to somewhere else. So 4 flights each way. So I'm saving 100 quid each way. That's 200 quid saving. So laughing really makes the flights almost free. So that's one bonus. We seem quite happy together at the moment. We just have to see how that pans out over the time. But yeah, all good. So if you do come out on a holiday, meet up with the bar girls and the massage girls and the freelancers and the prostitutes, I'm sure you'll get a happy ending, but I wouldn't sort of bank on having any sort of serious long-term relationship, as like I said, very rarely happens, but I suppose it can happen. And I'm sure the 20-25-year-old girl that goes with the 60-70-year-old bloke actually wants to do that. I'm sure they do. They're just got 4 families, they're sending money back home, maybe bring up a couple of their kids. Don't think they're doing it because you're a lovely, handsome man. Now on the other hand, if you're coming over here long term, plan on staying here 6 months, a year, whatever, you're looking for something more long term, you're probably better off going on the dating sites, or moving out of the areas where all the bar girls are and trying to meet someone in a smaller town or up north in one of the smaller towns or villages up there. Got more chance with them not doing the bar stuff, so haven't been with thousands of men, and more chance of it being a successful relationship. I'm sure in a couple of months or a little bit longer, hopefully, I'll be crying on one of my vlogs saying how I got scammed out of loads of money, like you see with a lot of other people. So hopefully I'm being a little bit wary of what's going on. Don't see anything suspicious at the moment, so just quite happily having a little relationship, so it's nice. So like I say, if you see any problems that I'm missing, please get in touch, let me know, and you might save me a couple of quid. So basically that's how I met Marge. Hopefully things will work out well, only time will tell. If there's anyone out there see anything glaring that I've missed, please leave a message and I'll get back to you. Anything else, please like, subscribe, press the bell, and thanks for watching.
Chief Dale.
That's me.
Oh, unique name.
ว่าแล้วที่อ้าวคาเฟ่เอ้านี่ดูกับอ้าวดูแบบนี้ดู
Cheers.
ตามจอบ
แล้วเราจำอีกเหรอ